What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk about Bitcoin a little bit again because obviously Bitcoin is crashing. Something I was planning for, we were planning for, if you follow me, something which doesn't really surprise me, something which has happened in the past. And as I've stated before, crypto tends to repeat itself over and over and over because it's people trading. It's still smaller investors that also have a big influence on it. And it's not just the bigger companies. And paired with all the news surrounding Trump, like love him or hate him, he's definitely stirring things up, which is causing panic in markets globally. And the crypto market usually is a magnified version of the economy. So yeah, this crash doesn't surprise me. I won't say I'm glad it happened, but it's good it happened because I'm able to buy more on the cheap. It's a thing I've kept repeating over and over. I've had people tell me you're completely wrong about this, but this is my strategy. And for me, this now is a good thing. Now, we'll go through some examples in the video. I'll use, I've actually started to use a smaller account on BitUniX. I have a link to that in the description below. But on BitUniX, I have opened up a small spot portfolio. So now I will be able to show my trades as well. So you have a little bit more of an image with it. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here we are at CoinMarketCap. Firstly, we can see we're on 2.7 trillion in the global crypto market cap. We are basically all the Trump pump volume has completely been withdrawn from the market. All the speculative funds are out, and the long-term holders are still in. And some people there's still a little panic selling. There's still people shorting, but I think the sentiment has shifted. So I'm pretty sure we will see a bounce happening soon. A small one's already a little happening. We were in extreme fear earlier this week, but now we're starting to bounce back. So we're in fear, still deep fear, very nearly on the edge. But for now, we are teetering on a bounce, I'd say. So if we look at Bitcoin, as I said, on BitUniX, and I actually already bought a little spot on BitUniX and I forgot about it because I used to do more futures trading on BitUniX, but I during these extreme fear periods, very volatile movements, I think leverage is not the choice of trading for me, so I'm using spot. But yeah, you can see even here we had a big drop, we buy. Here we had a big drop, we buy. We drop down further, we buy. And I put down this yellow line because I bought earlier this morning and I bought somewhere around that level. But we have since bounced up. So if we zoom in a little, we can see I bought almost at the exact bottom. So I bought around this area, just slightly above that bottom. And now we're starting to reverse. So yeah, I'm still a little down on this position, but we are in profit on this one. Now, do we go further up? Great. I will pull out some money again and keep it on the side. Do we go further down? I will buy more. And considering the global situation, I'd suppose it's very well possible for us to dip down further. Like I'm thinking 60, 65, low 70s is definitely doable. Because for now, yeah, we're seeing a bit speculative movement. Bigger players are still buying crypto, or at least Bitcoin. But for now, there is a lot of speculative movement. And yeah, it could go either way. I think it's very volatile. As I said, I will pull out funds if we go up higher. I am not very confident in us going completely back to that all-time high. At least not yet. I think it'll be very, I don't know, very volatile at least. the same, it's also, there's a lot of people shorting at the moment. You can see shorting volume is very high. Nobody's longing the market. Uh, Only a few, the people that dare long the bottom, basically, because you never know 100% sure that that is the bottom. I don't know 100% sure. In this case, I was completely right, but on the other one, if we go back to the 1 hour chart and we zoom in a little bit, you can see at this candle, I was a little above that bottom even. It wasn't too bad. It was slightly off, but still, nobody knows 100% when the bottom is going to happen. But if we see these big pushes down on an asset that we believe in, that we think has a solid future, which I think Bitcoin has, then these extreme fair buying movements is exactly what we need to be doing. And why is that? Because the bigger players are doing this. It's a proven strategy. And yeah, if whales are doing it and whales are making tons of money, they're doing the exact same thing, only we're doing it with smaller amounts of money. But it's the snowball that we keep pushing forward. So with every small buy we do, we increase our total amount of Bitcoin. So it feels counterintuitive to buy an asset which is deep in the red, because we want it to be green and we want to all be on that hype train. But the truth of the matter is, if we buy Bitcoin once it's back above that 100K and you sink all your money in and it drops down to 80, you lose 20% roughly. So now if you start at 80 and you go up, then you make considerable, you're in profit. You turn that volume around. And as I said, nobody knows exactly when that bottom is, but we can speculate. We can be smart about the times that we buy. So when everybody's fearful, when everybody's running and selling at a loss, that's when we need to be buying. And we don't sell at a loss. I don't sell at a loss. I just keep holding, keep waiting. Bitcoin is here to stay. We have plenty of time. All we need to do is buy these extreme fares, wait for the price to bounce up. I mean, and yeah, the proof is in the pudding, basically, that I bought here. Now we're up. And my buy at this level, roughly 6 to 7% profit already. And that's just a few hours or half a day later, because it was quite early this morning, I suppose. But still, it's a proven strategy. And even if you don't want to long-term hold Bitcoin, even if you're short-term trading, this technique also applies to leverage trading. If you want to leverage trade, then you can do this as well. I personally don't do it as much because I think it's too risky and I like my free time. I don't want to spend all my time watching the charts, but this is also a proven strategy for it. And Connor does the same thing. Connor Kenny, another YouTuber, I work with him. He does the same thing. I taught myself a lot by watching him. So I'm not the only one doing this. There's other big players doing this. There's other people like me doing this. So yeah, why try to reinvent the wheel when we have strategies that work, which make us money and do not cause us to take unnecessary risks? Because if we buy on these big movements up, like if we start buying here, we start buying here, we start buying here, then eventually sentiment is going to shift. And I've had people tell me, like, you're crazy, you're selling Bitcoin, you need to be buying, put everything you have in it. And then the very next day, if we go to that daily chart, like people will be talking about, like, yeah, Bitcoin's going to new all-time highs. People, you're crazy for selling it. And then this happens. And yeah, it still could go to new all-time highs, but then all the time you will be at a loss. You're at a downside. You will have to be forced to be holding it or either sell at a loss in the meantime. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to be stagnant. We want to always be moving. And yes, I long-term hold, but I am trying to take as much advantage of these price movements as possible, because if we buy here and we hold and we have to wait all the way for that price to come back and it goes to a new all-time high, or at least to an all-time high, then we still need to wait for it to do that. Well, if we, let's say we take the average between these 2 points. So the price goes down, we buy at this point, we buy at that point. So let's say the average. Now, instead of, I think I put it on around 114, instead of 18, you make 28%, almost 30% profit. And that's the key to this. Like, we need to keep reinvesting our funds. We need to keep moving. We need to keep buying these extreme fear moments. And that's exactly what will protect you against further downturns as well. Because if you buy an asset which drops even, maybe even more, like during the FTX collapse, Bitcoin went down 50%. Let's say you buy it at absolute top and you keep holding, you don't do anything, you're shit, I lost money, or you sell at a loss or whatever, you will be forced to keep that position all the way down and all the way up before you're back in profit. While if you spread the amount of money you have, like you buy a little bit, you buy a little bit, you buy a little bit on the way down, and all the way throughout those bearish moments, throughout the bear winter or whatever you want to call it during the downturn of Bitcoin, that will set your average up so well that when Bitcoin inevitably pushes back up, we have another euphoria moment in the markets, in the world. You will be catapulted into big profits. And that is the key to this strategy. That is the key to solidifying your crypto profits and actually making it out of this trap, this continuous movement where we keep sinking in money and we keep losing. We win a little, we lose a little. This is my way of trading. This is the in my opinion, it's the way to be absolutely sure that you make profits and you keep growing your portfolio while avoiding unnecessary losses. And eventually, someone once told me, if you stop losing money, eventually you're going to gain money. So it's not about the huge profits, it's about not losing the money. If that makes sense. I'm kind of rambling on now, but yeah, I just wanted to put this video out there because I see a lot of panic in the market, people panicking about, what do I do? Is this a moment? Do we wait? What do we do? I say, just buy a little, move on. And it also stops you from worrying too much and going into panic mode and keep selling or buying or becoming uncertain. And yeah, it's protection against your emotions as well. And who doesn't like a calm state of mind, I suppose. All right, guys, I just wanted to make this video. Once again, thanks you all for subscribing. If you haven't already and you like these videos, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to keep growing it. We're almost up to 300 subscribers. So yeah, thank you all a huge amount for that. And yeah, let's keep trucking on.